was almost like he's gonna step me, but how do I make this look not too silly? Like when it's on TV, it's not clipped up, you know.
I think England miss him. He can play anywhere.
Like I was thinking about it, he never had a bad game.
But he was so tough.
When you're one-on-one, you're just looking around for help.
Hello everyone and welcome to Hits Different Ultimate 15 with one of the nicest guys you will ever meet in rugby. Harlequins captain, 20 caps for England, over 150 appearances already at the young age of
27.
And he's probably got about 300 more in him. Alex Dombrandt. Dormers is here. Genuinely one of the nicest guys you'll ever wish to meet. Harlequins fan growing up. Used to sing in the terraces, don't you? And now he's leading the famous club.
I used to watch yourself, mate.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Just get that in there.
The best players you've played with and against in your career, you've played against some unbelievable players, so we're really looking forward to this one, mate. We start with the pack, something you know a lot more about than we do.
So number one, the one and only Joe Marler.
Jose Marler.
Look, he's an unbelievable player, I think. The way he hits in defence, his set piece, he's everything you want from your loose head. You know, he can play, he's got hands, he can pull balls out the back, he can tip, he can carry. I think he's got it all. So for me, he's straight in there. No messing about.
Jose.
Been in a few teams, hasn't he?
He has been. Yeah. He has been. We miss him, don't we?
Yeah, we miss him. On and off the pitch, he's legend, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He is. Hooker.
I've gone for Jamie George.
Another friend of the show.
Another friend of the show. What a player. I mean, lucky enough to have been in quite a few England camps with him now, and just the way he goes about his work. Set piece, I think you look at like a hooker and talking about the set piece and probably especially the line out, you don't see that guy miss his line out. I think his leadership as well, I need that leadership in my team. For me, it was an easy choice. I think he's a great player. Coming up to 100 caps, I think, for England, over 300 now for Saracens. I mean, speaks for itself, really. So that was an easy decision for me.
It's a good choice. Really, he cares about everyone, doesn't he?
100%.
He does.
100%.
3, mate. Tight end.
I've gone for Will Collier.
Nice.
Yeah. Been lucky enough to play with a few tight heads. Carl Sinclair when I first came to Quins, Wilco Lowe more recently. But I think Will Collier just pips it for me in terms of like his scrum. Like he's unbelievable in the set piece. And also just a hell of a guy.
Loves his food.
Yeah, you've known him for a lot longer than me, but in the 6 or 7 years that I got to know him, he's an awesome guy, awesome family man. So
absolute meat and wine connoisseur, and is now applying his trade in Cast. He's got a nice little chateau in Cast.
Probably one of the reasons why I've got into red wine as well, actually.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the guys that got me into the red wine, and now I haven't looked back. So
I bet he's drinking some good stuff if he's.
I had to sort of ask for a few cheaper options as well.
No screw tops there, is there? No, we're not uni days now.
Lord Collier isn't messing around.
No, he doesn't.
He hit down Majestics on a Friday night, is he?
Could he have had 50? Could he have had 50 caps under different management? Do you think you were in there a lot? Do you think?
Yeah, I think he could, because when you speak to people about the scrum, and like what I always find amazing when we have people in this chair, a lot of the game comes back to the fundamental, the scrum, and he was so important for us for the 12, 13, 14 years he was at Quins. He just unfortunately never got maybe that one coach that really, really backed him and built a team around him, built a pack around him. But for us, I think as Harlequins, we'll obviously be biased, but we loved him and we miss him. Second rows, Domzo.
So I've gone for Tyg Burn.
Nice.
So played him a couple of times. He was unbelievable. Yeah, that 65 metre spiral from his own 22. Like, luckily it wasn't 50-22s back then.
No. But that's one of the best kicks I've ever seen.
It was unbelievable. But just like trying to get as many like all court players in my team as possible. Then you just look at like the way he's hands distributing out the back and tackling, and then like probably one of the best second row jacklers I reckon, in like out there. So for me, like he was a good one to get in there.
Good player. We're big fans of him.
Yeah, we like him a lot, don't we?
We do.
Weirdly good over ball for a big fella, isn't
Yeah, especially for someone so tall.
Yeah.
Like you look at quite a lot of the best jacklers, obviously low centre of gravity, but with him being so tall, like
we don't see that over ball.
No,
Never want to see that.
His technique was unbelievable, and just had something about him with the skills and stuff. So yeah, he's in there for me.
Who's he partnering, mate?
He's partnering Courtney Laws.
Is he?
Oh, we like that on this.
Nice
Yeah, we like that a
partnership.
lot.
I don't know if Courtney Laws will like me putting him in the row.
No, I don't think he will.
But disclaimer, Courtney,
His ears won't thank you.
you know, disclaimer, I know you like to play 6, but for my team, I need you in the row.
Yeah.
I need you in the engine. The way he used to hit, I mean, there's about 15, 20 minutes on YouTube. You could just watch of him nailing people in there. And just over the ball, jackal. He could do everything.
Yeah.
You know, and
Similar to like being so tall, but
Yeah.
still so good.
I think he's made the half-season team of the year for the French second, isn't he?
Yeah.
They did a Christmas team
Pro
half
League
seat, yeah, and he's in it. I mean, people might have thought he's going over there to put his feet up and collect a lot of euros, but it seems seemingly he wants to carry on playing like he was last year, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just
Have a rest course.
player.
Put your feet up, honestly.
He's just one of those guys that when you need a big moment, it was always
He'd come
seemed to
up
be
with
him. He'd
Yeah.
come up with something. So
100%. And when when he's playing for Northampton and we were playing for Quins, he's always one. When you see him on the team sheet, you're like, right, we've got to be on our game today, because if not, like as he's done a couple of times with us, he tore us, didn't he? So
he did.
Decent
He did.
type 5. Good
Right,
type 5.
Back row, mate, your specialist subject.
yeah, so I've gone bit of a Fijian influence.
Lovely.
So at number 6, I've gone for Pasiliato from Clermont.
Player.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we played. There was a 2 or 3 year period where we played him a few times, and I remember he single-handedly just ran rings around us, didn't he? It was one of those games where you don't have him often, but you walk off the pitch and think, wow, he was
Unplayable.
couldn't touch him. So much so that he tried to do like a chip and chase once, and he completely missed the ball. Can you remember that?
Yeah, he did.
But like he could do that because of all the other stuff he was doing, but just a freak, when he like ball carried, line breaks, offloading, everything. He's just one of those. When he was on, he was just unplayable. So for me, he was had to go in there.
And all with a smile on his face the
Yeah.
whole time when he was
Yeah.
destroying you.
Yeah, it was almost like
Type
he
his
just,
name into YouTube after you've watched this.
Yeah,
See.
he's some highlights on him.
Player.
Number 7, I've gone for Semi Kunatani.
Oh, yes.
So,
Also player.
So maybe not many people know loads about him, but he was at Quins for 2 or 3 years, I think, and I've never seen someone so just good, just could pull something out of nothing. Like in training, you were seeing him, his offloading, the way he was carrying the ball, he was just like, you were just standing there like, wow, like unbelievable. Like we played Bath in the Champions Cup, and he did this run from inside our 22 to like the whole length, and it was just like, wow, you are good at rugby. Unfortunately, only was at Quins for 2 or 3 years, but if he stayed there for a few more, I think, wow, what he could have done in a Quins shirt would have been quite special, I think.
7 specialist. Did he win gold medal?
Yeah,
In the 7s with Benny Ryan?
Yeah,
I think he
so,
might have
yeah.
done. Yeah, unbelievable at 7s, and then
Just like with a big engine on him, just some player.
didn't like the cold, did he? He didn't like the cold.
No, I still remember he didn't know much of like the line-outs either. Like we used to have Alex Codlin doing our line-outs, and then Semi would be on the bench, and Codders would be like, "Oh, Semi, you gonna swap in?" And he'd be like, "No."
Good honesty.
Just
I'm
give it a
good
ball.
honesty.
But like, you kind of like allowed him to do that because you say, you give him the ball and he could do something with it. He could change the game. He could make that line break when things were tight. So for me, like, I always look at a player that if the player can change the game, then I want him in my team.
Yeah, nice, Thomas. It's good. 8.
I've gone for Faletau.
Nice.
Played him when he was at Bath, and on his day he was just unbelievable. 8, just had it all. Pace, defence, round the breakdown. just had it all wide channels. You know, he could do it in the tight, but then he could do it in the loose as well. So everything that you want from a number 8.
He was rapid in the wide channels, wasn't he? You know,
Exactly.
he got. I remember seeing. I can still picture seeing breaks down the edge at Bath, and taking backs on in the outside channels. He's an athletic freak, isn't he?
Yeah.
Back in the Wales squad as well.
Yeah.
For the 6 Nations.
I think says it all. I think if he's fit, you pick him because you know what a great player he is. So there's no surprise that he's in there, and hopefully he can get a good run of games.
We're gonna see
maybe not play so well against England.
Yeah.
We're going to see a Dombrandt Faletau heads
Oh,
up.
that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
That would.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
It would be nice. We'll see.
Would be nice. That was just a great pack. Great blend. Number 9,
It's
played with and against.
Yeah.
Or you could just do against. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Don't feel because
No,
my
I've written
eyes
it.
are on you from various angles.
I've written it down, so it's not changing. But I think there's probably a few honourable shout-outs. I think in my first few seasons for Quins, playing against Faf de Klerk, when he was at Sale, I think he was a talisman for that team. And yeah, he was always a player that in your previews in the week you'd highlight him as a danger man. Likewise with Kobus Reinach. I think at times when he was playing for Northampton, he was unplayable. So quick. Anything around the breakdown, any gaps he saw, he was away, and then once he was away, you weren't catching him. But at 9, I've gone for yours truly, Danny Kerr.
No.
And the reason for this is, look, you might see it as a bit of a cop-out on his show, all of that, but...
Oh, you'll get heat for this, mate. Believe
Yeah,
me.
but also, I can't not put you in there when you've assisted me so many tries.
That's true.
And also, I've assisted you a few as well.
Yeah, a couple.
So I think it would be remiss of me not to put you in there when the combination, you know?
Combo's been good.
Combo's been good.
Oh, come on.
We'll allow it, but
Sorry, kind of you, Dommers. You're going to
you're still going to see a
That's
cop
fine.
out.
Yeah,
It's still going to be a
you're
cop
going to
That's
get
fine.
abused.
That's fine, I don't mind
And then
that.
they'll turn it on me.
I don't mind that.
But I'll
I don't
take it,
mind that.
mate.
So yeah, at number 9, Danny Kerr.
Lovely, mate. Lovely. Who is your 10?
Probably another cop-out, but Marcus Smith. For me, it can only be him. Special player. Still so young and probably one of the best 10s in the world. What he can do, there's not many other people in the world that can do it. You know, he's turned into a real leader for us at Quins and at England. So yeah, I think the world's his oyster. I think he'll admit himself he's got a lot of growth still to do. But if that's where he's at now, then it'll be scary to think that, you know, once he sees that growth where he can get to. So for me, he'd be up there. But I've been lucky enough to play with and against so many. But for me, he's my number 10.
Good player, like.
Good 8, 9, 10 in it. That's what it is. Yeah, it's the spine.
It's nice.
The
That.
Quins spine.
Wingers, mate. Finishers. Who are your 2 wingers?
My 2 wingers are Damien Penaud and Colby.
Yeah.
I thought long and hard about this, but when it come down to two magic wingers, really, aren't they, in terms of what they've done for both club and country. Special players can create something out of nothing. You give them the ball, electric pace, can step, you know, chip and chase. You know, it's not my forte, the wing, but like
You operate well out there,
the
mate.
wide channels. But yeah,
Do a job, couldn't he? You could be one of them. You could be a 7-1 option, I reckon, Dommers these days.
7-1.
7-1. You know you've got Dommers on the pitch. You can move to anywhere.
Yeah.
Get him in at 12.
Yeah, but for me, those 2, yeah,
Decent
I had to
wingers,
put
like.
them in.
Centres, mate.
So I've gone for Andre Estesen at 12. Best 12 I've ever played with. He's just a beast when everything worked off the back of his work, really. You know, his ability to get gain line first phase, then the second phase worked so well off the back of it. You know, but people probably didn't see is like the skills he had as well, like unbelievable passer off both hands, silky hands out the back of, 12 to 10 out the back, great left peg on him as well. So yeah, could do the straight up and down stuff, but unbelievably skillful player as well.
Hard as nails as well.
I was just thinking, your two real successful periods at Quins both came with a similar. Obviously, the game had moved forward since JTH did that role, but they came off the back of having 12s that did that when you had a lot of brilliant players in and around it, but someone to do that role that was possibly missing in the middle period.
Yeah.
That's what he filled, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I remember, like Jordan said, the whole back in the day, people couldn't tackle it.
Yeah.
Like, he was so powerful and strong. And then fast forward sort of 9-10 years later, Andre came to the club and started just doing that again, didn't he? But he was so tough, like never missed a game hardly, unless he was banned.
That's what I was going to say. It was longevity, wasn't it? I genuinely think it was, he missed, due to injury, he only missed one game, and it was Exeter away because he had a little strain in his quad. But obviously he had a couple where he was banned and that. But in terms of like his longevity and just repeatability, week on week, it was pretty immense.
Awesome. 13, who's partnering him?
Joe Marchant.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice. I like the fact that you've gone with more players that you played with.
I just think you then know more about them. You know more about them on and off the pitch, the way they used to operate as well. But just like I was thinking about it, he never had a bad game.
Wow.
Like, he always operated good. Like, he always had a good game. And then obviously he had many a game where he was class and did some special things, but he just never had a bad game. And skillful, defensively was sound. No team ever got joy out of that 13 channel really when he was in the team.
Unbelievable.
Let's get March on, don't we?
Yeah,
we need to get March on.
Yeah.
I think England miss him because he could play anywhere, play winger, centre, anywhere. But you have him in your 23 because he's a bit of a game changer. And England, I think, maybe missing someone like March. I'm sure Steve would love to.
And that was the thing. He was sort of like in and out in previous years, and then he got that run of games, and you could see the class that he had.
Yeah.
So
real knack for scoring as well.
Real
knack. I mean, you both have that, but he's here particularly. He's seemed to always pick up a try and
100%. Yeah. It also shows the class of him as well to now have gone to Stad, gone to a new league, a very different league, a tough league, and still be operating at a top level. I think shows the quality of person and player he is.
Good on him. And he's marrying Alan Shearer's daughter. So
Smart man.
Shearer. 15, mate. Last one. Who's your fullback?
I've gone for Charles Piatow.
Oh wow, player.
Just when he was at Bristol, like, you couldn't touch him. That left foot step he had was a joke, wasn't it?
You could say it all week, couldn't you? Say it all week in training. Watch out for the left foot. It's irrelevant.
Yeah. When you're one-on-one, it was just like you were just looking around for help. It's like it was almost like he's gonna step me, but how do I make this look like not too silly? Like, so like when it's on TV, it's not clipped up, But he was some player, and like,
because if he didn't step you, he could bump you as well, couldn't he? He did he had that ability.
Strong as well.
The skills to offer.
So you look at like some of those Bristol tries where they go like length for length, like from their try line all the way to the other try line. It usually started, or definitely he played a big role in it. So he was a quality player.
Dommers, it's a wicked team, and I'll say again, I really like the fact that you probably played with 10 of these, I would say, and a couple of them against, but from 1 to 15, Marler, Jamie George, Will Collier, Tyg Byrne, Courtney Laws, Patheli Yato, Semi Kunatani, Talupi Falatau, an old boy at 9, Marcus Smith at 10, Damien Penno, Andre Esterhazy, Joe Marchant, Chesdin Colby, Charles Piatow. It's a team.
It's a lovely team. Nice, Dommers.